Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's, let's see, Thursday, November 26th. I didn't do a video yesterday. Sorry, I missed it. I'm going to recap yesterday as well as today. So here's Wednesday. Wednesday on... We're going to just look at the 0-day options, trades I took, and small account challenge. So yeah, yesterday was a gap up. A gap up and actually such a tight range. We literally traded all of yesterday's range in the first like 30 minutes basically today. 690 to 693. Yep, 3 points of range. Just a grind up in this green, then tapering to that orange. Gap and trap, as I oftentimes find to be the case. If it gaps, it'll just kind of have to chill and build liquidity. So yeah, real quick on yesterday's. Yesterday actually was kind of exciting. You know, it was such a tight range and grindy. Got gray identified here. Sorry, the resolution's a little small as a screenshot because, yeah, because it's from yesterday. I delete all the lines at the end of the day so I can see what's going on for the next day. Got gray, red for the precision selling, green for potential from these resistances, flipping to that support for the potential for bearish controlled buying, although it's pretty steep. Later on I got purple here. Yeah, that's right, I erased stuff and I was having a hard time. Let's just see where the trades are at, see if we can make sense of it. 958, so that's gonna be kind of tricky. I think on that candle, huh? Oh, maybe it's on a break of that green. $958 to $959. That is a red trade somehow. What in the world? Yeah, it was a put. That's very difficult without the... Let me look at it on here. That's today's. Oh, 958's way back here. Oh yeah, that was annoying. I remember that now. Okay, now let's look at that. Right here. This is 958. So break of that white. That's right. Broke the gray. Grabbing the shoulder for the head and shoulders. And got this candle right here. I got it somewhere in here. Came up and broke my precision selling, that red, and that's why I closed it out. Yeah, I guess I didn't really have another stop, so had to be stop with that. But you can see it kind of retested the white even. There's just kind of big wicks and stuff in there. So that stopped me out, unfortunately. That was 125 to 117. 58 to 959. 1009. I think I could have improved there. I don't think I had green at that point. A little more patient with the retracement. How do you like that? Yeah, more patient with retracement would have worked. But I think I got it on like a little retrace right here. This candle, this one of them. And then it just big candle up here above my breakout or my stop out. And even this wick, these are pretty wicky. Range was tight though. 1009. Yeah, that one was on that green one, yeah, so stop out on that one once it closed out. Completed the inverse cup, not quite. What is this, 1009? Another put at 1009 to 1012. Another red trade. Seen without the line sometimes. I'll leave my Weeble chart open just totally naked so I can just take a look at it without any chart, any drawings, which helps clarity at times. 1009 was that candle. Right here. Yeah, right there. So I think, yeah, I had gold at that point. And green. Okay, this was more on a green play. I maybe didn't have gold yet. Had green from there. It broke green. this was a retest on the green break and just didn't end up selling anything significant. And just like that happened the day before, maybe, or maybe it was the first day. It's kind of all running together now. I think it was the day before we also got this, where it then started selling this taper, and I didn't have it drawn yet. So, yeah, 1009 to 1012. Once I drew it, I'm like, oh, we're selling in this tapering channel. So right here, closed it out right there. Yeah, pretty nasty morning, really. 1040, 1042 puts again. Came up. Yeah, didn't grab it on this candle. Still really hadn't completed the inverse cup. I mean, maybe you could say you had, but I don't think so. This was on a retrace. This candle stopped out there. So that's right here. Oh, retracing back to this red one. Yeah, I think it's on that candle. So if it's selling this red, I'm waiting for it to build liquidity to come back over here. As this will be my stop. So I actually remember that one. I had a lot of patience. I didn't just jump into it, grabbing that shoulder, even though it broke the white. I'm not sure if I had purple at this point. If I did, I'm kind of surprised I got into that. Because that's a pretty risk management. I'm not sure. 1040, 1042. Yeah. Huh. I must not have had purple. Go. Oh, that was $1.04 to 97 cents. 1050 to 1051. Another red trip. My action was awful. I mean, this price action was terrible too. 1050, 1051. This one. It's a little difficult because it's the day before, so I apologize. I also was probably moving lines somewhat too during the day. Where is that? That's right there. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. It's before the big green one. Okay. Yeah, this is another break on the white. And a retest. Broke it here on this red one. This one retested. And I'm out at 51. Another red trade. 1101 to 1102. Another red trade. I was just getting caught. I'm trying to think if I should have waited for a cup to close, really. Yeah. That would have helped a lot. Oh, what is this? It's a put, yeah. 1101 to 1102. Right here. Oh, resistance. The white resistance. Support here. And I'm thinking it's the top of the wedge. So that's just basically close to my stop. Close to my stop trade. But happened to break out then. Sort of. 1101, 1102. 85 cents to 81. Next trade. Whoa, no, those two buys. Oh, I average into it. 1101, 1102. Top out 1107 for 79 cents. Not too bad. Wasn't too bad a red trade. And then a little inverse head and shoulder here with a bounce on VWAP, breaking out of the white also. I don't know if I caught any of that. Let's see. I did. But I'm red. How? How? That is like 0 for 7, 0 for 7. 1108 to 1117. A call. Impossible. 1108. Rode it all the way down there? What? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh no, yeah, broke the white. This is on the retest. And I held this one a little longer because this green, I think, or maybe the white. Yeah. Yeah, I decided held this one longer because the white, it just like wasn't quite long enough. If I had green in there at that time, I'm not sure. But there's a nice bounce on green. So still breaking out of the white. Oh man. Dang. Yeah, that's like... So at that point, I think I was down... I was down like $50, which is basically my max I take on the day. And I don't think I did any more. Yeah, I had fixed my water leak. So I actually saw this cup and handle. I didn't know where my stop would be on this one though, because green was pretty far away, but it was a perfect retrace on that purple. At that point I had purple and I was pretty confident in it. It broke out of it. Although if you look this, there was a wick up here. I had it up on the wick, so it was a little bit higher. I moved it down to the body and then it made more sense for the resistance right here, breaking it, retesting it. When it broke, it completed that cup. So could have got in on this. With the purple being my stop, it's going the wrong way. It doesn't always work out where it just rips. Sometimes I'll take those and then not think about my stop and it just works. But if it starts to not work, then I'm like, wait a minute, where should my stop be? And I'd rather not trade like that, but it seems like those trades work out more for me. Like if the stop's further away from where I'm opening it, then it's like the most likely that trade is going to work. And if I'm not even sure where it's at. So those were all those trades. I did fix my water. Such a grind, such bad price action for the rest of the day. Is this it? Yeah. 330. Oh. Yep. Look at this right here. Came back for the last 30 minutes and did a little charting. Wait, that's 39? Got a call right here on this retest. So the IV was super pumped yesterday because of NVIDIA earnings, and I didn't actually know that when I opened it. I'm like, why is the strike right here was like, it was 40% IV and it was like 75 cents. I was like, this is crazy. So I got one like in the money. Let's see, it was at 694. I guess it wasn't in the money, but they were so expensive. So they weren't moving hardly at all for any of this. But then this candle, BU. So I held through all this, and I'll show you on the chart why. 339. Yeah, I got it here. Sold it literally at the peak right here on that 10-minute candle. I did not want to mess with it. Didn't move a whole bunch either. So you can see right here. Yeah, I was waiting for purple to break. It broke the first one. There was a wick up here for another one, but I jumped in on that little retest on that red candle, the one right before it. Held through because it was still sitting above that purple, and this time I had green. It grinded up a little bit, and then that 10-minute candle was huge. So that one went from 73 cents to 94 cents. So it didn't move a whole lot because it wasn't actually that big, just kind of relatively big for the day. And the IV wasn't changing a whole lot just because earnings after hours. So it's like, well, the premiums aren't going to change unless it really starts moving. So yeah, I entered yesterday, instead of down 50, I was down like 30. So it felt good to have a nice trade at the end of the day and just be able to show up and like chart a little bit and be confident. Today was much worse. Today was not kind. Big price action. Just did not give a nice entry from my early charting. So opened up here, and yeah, we'll just get into it, but yeah, there's not much to really look at on that first 30 minutes. Started selling, and I charted this purple for bullish controlled selling, actually. Charted this white, trying to find the bearish controlled buying. Charted this white for potential. Didn't have this red yet. Charted the white. it broke down below purple. So starting to sell in a steeper, more aggressive algo, right? So sometimes I'll take those. Yeah, I mean, especially now, I've gotten a lot more confident with them. This was early though, so I just kind of let it do its thing to figure out what was going on. Did it again. Didn't have gold. Don't look at gold yet. Add purple. So it's starting to kind of grind down purple some more. Grind down purple. And at this point, then I had this precision gold selling here that was controlling the selling on the way down. This is what I was trying to get. Jump in on if it did it again. Of course, I'm looking for this shoulder to build a nice head with VWAP or up here. Wow, this VWAP's crazy this day. A lot of volume. It does this wick. And then I'm like, okay. It wicks down here, comes up. I don't jump in, thankfully. I think I had red at this point. Shoot, I didn't. I don't think I did. I can't remember. Let's keep going. Let's see. I get in on that candle. Oh, no. I get in on this candle. Oh, I'm getting a call. Shoot. So I was looking for a retracement, a zone of mutual interest. I did have this red at that point. So I saw it building liquidity and it was wicking. So I was going to use this for my stop. I got in as this candle was above this purple and I was kind of waiting for purple. No, I didn't. It was before that actually. Yeah, it was before that because I was using this for my stop. So once this candle kind of opened, I got in midway, kind of anticipating it. I was going to kind of wait for purple and it did. And then it wicked. I'm like, oh, maybe I should have gotten out. But I remember it was green for a little bit. And then it started coming down. I'm like, well, I wasn't planning on just closing because I thought it was failing because I thought it still could retest this. Retracement trades, that's the way they are sometimes. It'll just grind up for a long time potentially. Came down, then flushed through my stop, which was a red. So I closed it on this little retracement green candle right here, unfortunately. So got out of that, and I should have, this is hindsight, but seeing that it wicked, it would have been more prudent to wait for it to break this purple and actually close above it. And the fact that I saw it wick here, I could have closed it pretty quick for a smaller loss, but I didn't want to at that point, so I didn't. It's kind of hindsight, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah. Came down, did not have this gold yet. So at this point, it's just selling in purple. And if I wasn't in the calls, potentially I would have gotten put somewhere on one of these candles. Like this one or this one, or even this one. I don't actually know why I didn't. Did I get those? No, I didn't. It was just too quick, too small of a retracement, too small of a price action. I didn't like the risk reward actually. That's probably what it was. Because just to the bottom of this purple, like, yeah, maybe it's not bad, but if I'm opening it here, that's like not even 1-to-1 because my stop's gonna be way up here at the top of purple breaking. So I guess on this candle at some point I could have. It's hard to know how that candle played out. I mean, it opened here and closed there, but when did it go there? And yeah. Yeah, that I guess would have been a fine entry. This structure is just very small and shallow, so yeah, didn't open there. However, okay, the problem here was I put this purple back in, and sometimes it hurts me, and in this case, I think it did, and that's why I wasn't getting into any of this because I was like, well, the purple's right here, and the risk to rewards on that's bad. I mean, yes, of course, if I got a perfect entry right up here, it would have been great, but and that structure was small. So anyways, once it broke this purple, it's triggering me. Okay, it's doing this again. It's breaking out of this controlled selling and of the bulls, and the bears are taking over in this steeper selling. So I have my gold selling there. I get in on, yeah, on 1002. At 1002, I buy one. Ivy's a little pumped right now. I'm trying to kind of I'm trying to do fewer trades. I'm trying to have just bigger, better trades I'm confident with. I was quite confident with this trade, actually. This setup I've traded before. I've seen it I thought my charting was good. I had clear risks. And so I got one here, pretty low down for $1.22. These were 688 strike. So just the next strike down. And like I said, I was trying to get size into it because I was confident in this one. I wanted to kind of one and done potentially, or use most of my buying power and get a nice good trade so I could do other things, I guess. Got another one on that same candle further up on it. So at this point I had two. That was $1.12, or no, it was $1.19. Got one more at the beginning of this candle for the retest, and that was at $1.12. So I had three of these things, and it again, I don't have orange at this time. It comes back up, breaks back up into purple. I'm like, oh, it closes up here, and it's above the gold now. The gold selling, which technically I guess would be like right there. Oh yeah, I did. So I got that one like pretty far up here because this is still in the gold. Next candle opens and closes out here. I'm like, oh gosh, it's just a false break. What's going on? If I had gold, it would have been so much nicer. It would have been easy. I would have gotten probably one here, and then if once it started to come up here, I probably would have gotten at least another one or two up here on this resistance. Or maybe I would have gotten them down here and not waited for that long, but I would have most likely held. I mean, yeah, these are kind of nasty candles through that, but still, I think I probably would have held or bought up here and used this as my stop. Without that gold, it's just, I've got purple way up here and it's already broken out of that, and I'm like, oh gosh. So I closed on this candle. That was tough. I did not want to close that. Closed on this candle. It chops around. I still don't have gold. I'm like, oh, what is going on here? And then it just, huge flush candle through there with lots of volume. 690.29 to 689. Yeah, so almost a point. And I put gold in. I'm like, all right, well, I didn't want to take it on this because this slippage is crazy. And look at my purple. This was the problem. So I put the purple on this one then, thinking it might keep selling this. And basically this candle, it went from here to there almost immediately. So I'm like, I'm not going to open one here. This is basically my support. Whether this purple should have been here or not, I'm not sure. Then it kind of hung out here. I'm like, well, I'm ready to get it if it moves back up to this orange or retest on that. And it keeps selling. And I'm just, since this was a larger position, I missed this whole thing. Just like questioning my charting a little bit at that point. Because I'm like, this is just selling. But if I was more clear-headed, I could have gotten in here. Well, this would have been tough because this really is. Yeah, I could have gotten in there though. But these candles were gnarly. I didn't have green at that point, so then I'm like, I'm gonna start charting something else. So it's just selling, and I'm like, I could easily chase this in the channel. But no, 5 day actually was right here also. So I'm like, I'm not gonna enter right here. And yeah, I was trying to be disciplined and not enter anywhere in this channel, which is good. I think in the long run, that'll I'll survive longer. Especially when I start, if I'm able to be successful and grow in size. I don't want to be trading. I mean, then I could scale down, I guess. But at this point, I'm always scaled down for the most part. So didn't chase it. Had gold and like, yeah, I'll maybe get it. But yeah, this selling was just gnarly. And there just wasn't a great entry. I mean, if you got it here, great. But again, my purple's right there. There was no risk. The risk reward is gone. Could have gotten on this break. We were so close to 5 day. Eric did catch this. That was Eric's 30-minute chart, by the way. He's Discord. He's got a link for. I got a link for his Discord in the description. So he did actually catch that. Here's his chart. Here's his 1 minute. So he actually had teal, which is kind of like my purple. I haven't really looked at his chart. Yeah. Oh God. But see, 5 day wasn't here. This is where it's ended. It was like right up here. So I don't know where his stop must have been way up here. Like there's no way he had. Some of that's just like intuition. I feel like just jumping in because intuition and not like having a clear stop initially maybe. And like I said, some of my trades I do that, and those ones seem to work pretty well. But maybe I let myself talk myself out of those trades sometimes because I'm scared and don't want to get in. Just because it seems like it's such a wide spot till my stop. I don't know. Anyways, came all the way down. So definitely some FOMO building a bit, I would say. Only one trade at that point. Right? Or no. No, that was my second trade actually. You know, my first one was the retracement calls. So I'm max loss down already. I'm like, dang it. Today's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be big moves at that point after that huge drop. I mean, this is the whole range of yesterday in the first half hour, over the whole range at that point. Let's see, 693, 685. Yeah. 8 points just straight down. Like, dang. I don't want to stop. There could definitely be good moves today, but yeah, you can imagine I'm not super, yeah. I feel like I reset pretty good, but well, I did. I reset good. It came down. I started charting white. I still believed in my red, or I got red then, I think. By this point, I had red. I think once this trade failed, then I was able to find a charted red. I found it right here. This support, this resistance. Then it showed up right here also in a really small way. So once I had red, I'm like, all right, I trusted red. And I still had white too. But so I started charting it down here. I was building liquidity. And does a little head here, and I think I'd jump in on this one too. 1034. It's actually a green trade. Let's see. Yeah. So it breaks it. I'm not quite like it breaks it here, but it kind of wicks. I'm like, it's not a real break. Then it breaks it there, breaks it there. I'm like, well, it's holding below it. This is gonna be good. I'll wait for gold, because at that point, I'm like, if this is legit, then this will be a nice little stop. This gold. And so I'm kind of waiting, and then I get in like somewhere on this candle. It's like starting to move, and I'm like, all right, I'm in it. You know, it's below my red. I did not chart this purple right away, seeing that it's selling in this and actually tapering down here. I'm just seeing liquidity being built and it breaking red. There's a structure, it's small, but yeah. Anyways, so this is actually a green trade because I closed it somewhere here. Maybe I opened that one pretty high because I closed it like here. I think once it broke back up into the red, and I quickly charted this purple, and then it does this, and I'm not thinking let's get a retracement. You know, I'm not flipping right away to retracement, but then I'm like, wait, if it is actually tapering this, that is a good first sign to look for reversal, or at least for, you know, retracement, and easy down, easy up. And then also breaking this gold. I wasn't super confident in that gold at that point though. Even though I was going to use that for my stop. It was like just from right here, I think. That was the only time I really saw it working. And I don't know if Eric had that one or not, but green looked good. But yeah, if I didn't take that to the puts and I charted this, I potentially would have taken a retracement right in here. The problem is managing my stops, and I'm not too sure how I would do that. You guys have any insight? I mean, like this red, maybe, but really the red would be down here on this wick, which is way down there. Oftentimes retracements too, I'll be able to, after that first initial bounce, it'll come back down and retest, and I'll jump in on it then. This one didn't do that, because after it did this, I'm like, oh, that would have been a nice entry here. Oh, I didn't have a precision buying at that point. So once it did this, then I charted that white for the buying. That was maybe another small issue. So didn't catch that retrace, even though this would have been a nice one. I would have held it up until, I mean, it just bought up perfectly in this tapering white. Probably would have held it until, I don't even know, probably, well, this was the moving averages, so probably somewhere in here. If I held it through this, I would have continued to hold it until the moving average or until it broke. Or I would have held it until like here, once it broke the white. It's either here I would have closed it, or here, or here. Probably wouldn't have caught this bit. But I didn't, and it's already down max, and I was just, yeah, trying to preserve buying power, because these contracts were expensive now since IV just went up because of that huge drop. So, yep, 1106, I got into a put. Yep, right on that candle. This was 5-day. I was like, I'll treat that kind of as my stop. This was tapering, same way as tapering down here was in my head. Didn't really make a structure, but I'm assuming we're in some kind of wedge. I have purple. I had the red. So it wasn't fully at the top of my wedge, but doesn't mean it necessarily would be. Oh, this was also on the 30-minute on Eric's 30-minute. This was right at the spot. Where is that here? So right there was right here. So moving averages as well as it retesting this selling, this green selling right here. So I think that, yeah, that was 11 o'clock opening up. So that's like right here. Yeah. So I was real close to that. I was like, again, there wasn't great structure, but anyways, in at 11:06, out at 11:07, but these are big. That was $1.04 to 86 cents. Just because I got it when it was here, it ended up wicking. I got out on that candle, but I mean, that's big loss on that one. That was past max loss. I'm like, oh my gosh. I kind of want to just run out of buying power, but a little bit, of course, just wanted a revenge trade. What'd I do? 11:16. Oh yeah. So then I'm like, all right, I was trying to just be patient. So it breaks through the moving averages that were here. I'm like, all right, nice shoulder here, building a nice head potentially. I still have my purple for the top right here. And it literally comes up and I get a put right at the beginning of this candle. And I'm like, purple's my stop. Like, does it ever work out that perfect? No, because it came out and did this. But in this instance right here, it did. Let's see, 11:06. Actually, I got it on this candle. Wow. Actually got the put on that candle. So this candle comes up. I'm like, oh, I'm purple for my stop. I'm just going to hold this thing. I want to close it at the red. This one right here, I was going to close it at. It starts to show me good signs, and it starts to hang out. I'm like, all right, that's fine. It's going to retest. Comes up, breaks through. I'm like, no. This one was further out of the money because of my profit target. Let's see, where did I close it? Closed it on this. Yeah, big green candle here. Broke out of the purple. This one opened above here. It was trading above there, and I closed it. I closed the puts right there. It was so close to my purple line. It's like, oh, why don't you just get back in? Yeah, it's a little tricky. I don't want to chase stuff, and sometimes I do. If I'm in a more clear mind, I'm able to kind of be more aggressive and chase, like potentially on this white break. I was also waiting for this white to break, of course, like I did back here. So that one sucked. That was another 10 bucks, 59 cents to 49 cents. And then 12 o'clock. So sat through all that. It did its thing. It wasn't a nice move down. I mean, sure, down to here was nice, but if I had held or if I got back in at white, I don't know where I would have even closed. Maybe here on this candle. Maybe sooner. Maybe I would have held through all this. The grind, I mean, it's just kind of a grind down, really. It's a pretty big range, but not great. I mean, inverse cup didn't even really complete. Where are we at? Why did I do that at 12? Oh, yeah, I was getting a little gambly then, I think. I was a little frustrated. Yeah, what did I get here? I got a call here. Weird. 68 cents, I got a call. Oh, bounce on red. Okay, so there was some. Yeah, I remember that one actually. I wasn't gambling. I was looking for a zombie or a retracement. Red at that point was my lowest, my farthest point in the wedge. I hadn't charted this orange, so I charted this orange from his resistance, flipping into this support right here, and then also this other orange from up here. At some point, I charted that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at that perfect entry. So then I had a much larger wedge. Those are going to the outside. That was way past the end of day for the close of that. And then red to the upside. I was like, there's a flatter one down here, I'm sure. But before I knew that, I got in there for the call. It actually would have been a fine trade to the edge of purple, actually quite nicely. But I think my brain was too compromised. Yeah, and I'd probably get a great fill. I got it here. I think I stopped at probably 02. Yeah, I stopped on this candle right here after it broke through red. That was freaking annoying too. Another one that just stopped me out by one candle. Just like right here, stopped me out by one on that. Or no, not that one. Which was it? Oh, right here, that little stop. And then this one, closed below it. I stopped me out. Just need a little more patience. Not to say this was a nice trade, but this, I mean, this would have helped my confidence, which is kind of what you're looking for, especially if it's down from some red trades. And after those 10, let's see, 12.18 to that was 68 cents to 59 cents, 12.18 to 12.31. What's this one? I don't even know. Head and shoulders. I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah. It's below the red now. I'm having purple for my stop, I think. Yeah, because I held through all that. And I closed there. Yep. Head and shoulders, rejected purple up there. Looking for a move to the inverse cup close. Again, this might actually still been my lowest, or even if it wasn't, actually I could have taken profit down to gold. Of course, wait until it hit this purple would have been nicer, but of course I don't know if it's going to do that. I just see red candles and breaking red, and yeah. So I don't know if this gold is even legit. I'm going to kind of look at Eric's, but yeah, closed out there, and at that point I was down double my max loss, more than I care to be down. I even took a trade on the Webull account, actually. Up here, all credit spread. Somehow I got stopped out, I think. Or no, maybe it was I can't remember. I'm not gonna review it. It's too long a video. Too many. I'm gonna show you guys these trades that we just reviewed. Yeah, down 102. I can't have these big red days. I know well, today was like kind of special because I was sizing up for that first trade that I was confident in, and it was literally just a fake out. Like, that's what it was. Here's Eric's chart. Let's see. I think he did have it in there at some point. Yeah, he moved it. See this magenta? See how it's way down here? He had it up. Let's see where that would have been. Or teal. His teal. Yep. See, this teal was right here on these supports, so it did break down and then pop back above it. Move it down, which is fine that you move it down. I mean, I get it, but even on his charting, it was, if you were following that same, catching that same trade, you would have gotten stopped out of it. And it just happened to be the one that I was sizing up on, and then this next candle was just right to the point, right to support to me. This was the moving averages as well as the bottom of this teal, which mine was red. So this just was not a nice entry for this trade. But lately I've been able to catch these even with bad entries. I'm much quicker to get out, I'm more scalpy just because it's a chase, but all my titles that say chase puts, chase entry, whatever, it's this kind of trade. It just, yeah, swung and a miss, and then, yep, it's weird how it starts to catch up here. So part of the reason my max loss is higher today is because, again, on this earlier on trade, I sized up on it, and so I hit my max loss so quick. It's not like it was from so many trades as you saw, and I guess I was kind of saying I was spiraling a little bit, and maybe I was, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Higher IV like today. It's harder sometimes for me to trade, especially if I'm not seeing stuff going on. He doesn't even like, where's the bigger wedge here? I guess he was done charting. Like, why? Yeah, I don't know. Sum up, like up, comment down at my 6th round. Happy to hear any of your critiquing in the comments. Peace out.